What's going on, guys? Matt Weik here with Jimmy Mentis, another episode of Fit Business. How are you, Jimmy?
I'm doing great, Matt. How are you? I like that hat.
Thank you. You like?
Yeah.
Either it's funny if I don't have meetings, I'm in some type of hat, baseball hat, whatever, and glasses. I'm laid back. I don't feel like doing anything. But if I have a meeting, then I have to try and be a little presentable.
So are you in laid back mode?
I'm in laid back mode.
Oh, great.
I'm in the no F's given mode.
Sometimes I get in that mode and I scare myself. So I don't really want to get in that mode. But all right, so what are we gonna talk about today?
Let's talk about transparency. I know it's something that we talked about a while ago, not on a show, surprisingly, which I went back and I looked because I swore we spoke about it, but we didn't.
Transparency in what?
In terms of supplements.
Okay, labels.
So labels, the products.
Okay.
Letting the consumer understand what's in it versus protecting, the brand's intellectual property.
Okay.
In terms of what dosages, so on and so forth. I know this is something that you're very passionate about.
You know what? We didn't even talk about this before. This is a very sensitive subject for me.
It is.
So we're gonna have a good time.
So let's get into it. Transparency. What does it mean to you?
Listen, the word transparency means being open, and being open with the consumer, being honest. That's what I see. Okay. Transparency is being honest, and you don't have to show all your cards to be honest. Some are transparent because they haven't been honest in the past, and either they've been reprimanded by officials or whatever to be honest. And some don't have anything special, so they show their cards, right? If you got a royal flush, you ain't showing your freaking cards, right? If you got a shit hand, you got nothing to lose, right? Okay. So, like I said, it's a really sensitive thing for me because I have friends in the industry that are transparent, okay? And I bust their balls all the time. And I am honest, but I'm not transparent. And this is where I see the big difference. And I got to tell you, I think if I'm rambling on, you cut me off. Okay.
Keep going on.
Okay. And because of this, quote, transparency, this label transparency, I believe we have ruined our own industry. And I'll tell you why. Well, let's go back to the transparent labels. Transparent labels is basically giving someone your recipe. And I get it. Some people are like, well, I want everybody to know what's in, But when grandma makes a marinara sauce, or when Paul Newman makes a marinara sauce, or, what's the other guy? A chef makes a recipe, okay? You're still ingesting it. You're still eating it. It's about having credibility, having honesty, and earning the trust of the consumer, of the customer, right? Okay. So that's where I stand with that, on the trust part. On the IP, the intellectual property, I got a formula.
Right.
I'm not sharing that formula. So I built the trust so people and the customer and my accounts and everybody else can embrace my brand and trust it. Okay. Now, here's where I think this transparency has ruined the business, this industry. You have different levels of the business, right? You have, on the beginning side, you have the manufacturer. Then you have the company. Then you have the distributor. Then you have the retailer. Okay? The retailer could be local, could be international. So once this transparency hit, do you know what these retailers did?
Tell me.
Why do I have to pay for this? I'm going straight to the manufacturer and copying these.
It's true.
Okay. Have you seen how many new brands have come out? Have you seen all these international distributors coming out with their own brand? 2, 3, 4 brands? Because you have these heavy hitters here, right? And all of a sudden they're going transparent labels because they have nothing else to offer.
Right.
Being transparent is a selling point to them. But what's happening is that they're showing their formulas, which is really nothing crazy. They're putting 6,000 milligrams of isoleucine in this and this and this, and they think more is better, right? But it's a formula. Right. You know, every food has salt and pepper. You have too much salt, it's going to ruin the formula, right?
Yep.
So now the manufacturers are talking to the retailers or the international distributors and saying, hey, I can make that for you. I can build you your own brand.
Mm-hmm.
So what's happening?
Oh yeah, I mean everyone is coming out with their own brand, and it's diluting the whole industry.
Right.
Now obviously you have a huge brand, and I completely see your side of the equation. So we always play, opposite sides of the fence. So I 100% agree with what you're saying. From a brand standpoint, you want to protect what's yours, because if you have something that's different and unique and no one else has it, you don't want it copied. You literally want to be, the innovator in that space. Maybe you have your own category. I mean, you can look back, like when Mark Lobliner had, the intra workout with all the BCAAs. Then everyone started coming out with that. I mean, obviously, the research showed how much you should be putting in. But when you're putting in a blend of different ingredients, whether it's a test booster, a fat burner, something like a beauty balm that has, proprietary ingredients that make up the lotion, you want to protect that because you don't want other people to knock you off. Because if they can knock you off and they can see, oh, well, if so-and-so is making margins at this, we'll undercut them and we'll still make this, and then we'll steal some of the market share.
And basically they say, it's another beauty balm. Here you go.
Exactly. And that's exactly how they would pitch it to retailers. Hey, you're selling this. It's doing well. This is the exact same thing. You can sell it for this.
Yeah. There's transdermals out there right now saying that it's just like Beauty Bum, and they don't even know what's in Beauty Bum.
Right. Exactly. So I want to flip the script and look at it from the consumer side. Now, we're in, I feel like, a part of the industry now where everyone is guilty until proven innocent. Not that everyone is trustworthy and they believe in the products until something happens that they're not. They get banged for not meeting label claims. They have a massive lawsuit because somebody got hurt or injured, whatever the case may be.
Okay.
I think with everything that's been going on in the industry, people are jaded and they want that transparency because it makes them feel better. Like, okay, I know exactly what's in it.
Okay.
And I get that. I respect that. I can't knock them for wanting to know what they're putting in their body. But it's a shame that we're at a time in the industry where you have to question brands' motives. What are they trying to do? Are they trying to pull one over on me? Are they spiking a product? Are they not meeting label claims? Are they saying that an ingredient is in, but it's really an expensive ingredient and they're just not including it, but putting it on the label? Obviously, there's a ton of different examples that you can throw in there. So I see it from both sides. I don't know if there's a clear winner because I understand as a consumer, I want to know what I'm taking in because I'm on top of my health. I like
no. No, you want to read what you think you're taking. Just because it's
true.
Just because it's written on a label. This is what I want to get to. Just because the label says 4,000 milligrams of leucine, 2,000 milligrams of isoleucine, and 2,000 milligrams of valine doesn't still mean that it's in it.
That's very true.
So being transparent on the label still doesn't confirm that it's in the container.
Right.
And that's where I still have an issue. Okay. Now, does the average consumer really know the difference of having 6,000 milligrams of leucine, 2,000 milligrams of, let's just say a formula without a big number, without a big number to be that hook? Does the average consumer really know that difference? Then to come out with a BCAA and saying, hey, it's a 2-1-1 ratio that all the studies have shown? Because, there's products out there with a 4-1-1 ratio.
Right.
Has it been proven a 4-1-1 ratio? I don't know. But what makes a 4-1-1 ratio better than the 2-1-1 ratio? Because it's more? So being transparent on the label still doesn't confirm it's in the bottle.
That's true.
So to me, so for me, it's a double whammy. But it all boils down to honesty, trust. Okay, when you put it on the label, you're allowing everybody in the world on the business side to copy it.
Right.
Okay, and you're also ruining your pipeline. True. The manufacturer is going to come around and cut you off and build the distributor his own brand.
Mm-hmm.
So so at the end of the day, what assets are you holding? At that point, your proprietary blends, your IP, your intellectual property has no value. Your distribution can go away tomorrow.
Yeah.
So basically, you're cutting yourself a check. And you're bragging to the world that you got a $50 million company. And I'm saying, you better put some of that fucking money away. See how I've gotten hit so many times by people in the industry why I don't go transparent labels.
Right.
I'm not going to fall for that. I know what I have. And I did the same thing under the Myolabs brand. And people are like, oh my God, the previous 7 is amazing. What's in it? I said, you trust me? I'm like, yeah, it's great. I mean, you love it. There it is. It's on the label, what's in it. So that's where the people who cry, let's go transparent labels, there's something in their closet.
Yeah, I mean, consumers, it gives them that false sense of security too, though. But I mean, if they're skeptics from the beginning, whether the profile's transparent or not, they're still going to be thinking the same way that you just mentioned. Okay, so it says it's in here, but is it really in here?
Well,
and the downside is no one's going to pay to get those things tested.
But what's the bottom line? What does the customer always say?
You have to trust. You have to trust.
What does the customer always say when they grab a bottle? Does it work?
Oh, right. It comes down to trust.
So I answer that. Here, take it.
Mm-hmm.
Even if the labels are transparent. Look, I'm squirming. I get so like, ugh. It's like even if the label's transparent, even if it's not transparent, whatever that is, the first thing a customer asks, does it work?
Right.
So your first answer is everybody, right? Not only me, everybody. You too, when you're at Metrics. Yes. First question. Second question is try it. No one's going to turn around and say, yeah, it does work because the labels are transparent. At the end of the day, they want to see if it works.
Right.
the transparent labels are actually a selling point because they have nothing else. They have nothing else to sell. Period.
And it does make you wonder, though, too, the way that the industry is going and all of these brands that are starting up. You have to be wondering, is the label accurate? I mean, you have bathtub brands that are, starting up in some apartment in, across the country or overseas, and all of a sudden they come to market with all these flashy claims and here's this product and that product, but they have to sell the hype because at that point nobody trusts them because they don't have that reputation. So I think that's where I think it's more difficult for newer brands to get that trust, and that's where the bigger brands, the legacy brands, the brands that have been around for a while and connect with their consumer really shines because they have that relationship already and that trust is built.
Right.
Now, does that mean that those legacy brands could potentially change their morals and ethics down the road to make a little bit more money? You don't know. But again, most of them, you're going to trust them until you don't. Right. That something happens. But I hate convicting people of things without some type of evidence. That's why I hate that so many people have this negative image of the supplement industry because a few bad apples decided to go rogue and get greedy and do some stupid stuff that got them in trouble, gave the industry as a whole a black eye, and now consumers are wondering about, their legacy brands or the big brands that they've been using. Man, do I really trust these guys? And it sucks that brands are put in that position where they almost have to regain the trust of their top customers because of the mistakes that others are making. But I mean,
think it's everywhere though.
It's not just the supplement industry.
You get recalls. You get recalls everywhere, right? Remember the whole baby powder thing? I think I just read today they found like metal things in some ground beef at a grocery store. Does that make me say I'm not going to eat ground beef again? It happens everywhere.
The funny thing is, I can't remember. I was talking to somebody in the food industry, and they went to a farm where they have chickens, and literally they have two lines that go side by side of the organic grass-fed chicken going one way, or even turkeys, and then the non going the opposite. They're literally coming from the exact same place. They just put them up in bulk, and then they slap a sticker on.
No shit.
And this is from a major manufacturer. I mean, a name that everybody knows.
That's crazy.
Probably when you buy your Thanksgiving turkey, that brand is the brand that I'm talking about. But nothing has come out from it yet. And he's been there and watched it, and he's like, okay, so where are all these coming from? And they're doing one of these like, shit, what do we say? It's all the same. They're just slapping labels on stuff. Wow. So it's a shame that, and that's not even our industry, but getting back into our industry, you don't know. And that's where it has to come down to, do you trust? And that's why I like owners and executives, founders of all supplement brands to be out in front of the brand. I'm not saying that they have to be the face of the brand, but be able to be touched by the consumers. The people who are buying your product, they want to know more about the brand. That's how you gain that trust. Like, you're out in front of Beauty Fit. You're doing Coffee with the Boss Man. You're doing, Facebook Lives, and you're doing stuff on Instagram, and you're reachable when people want to know you. I remember back when I was with Metrex, I couldn't get the damn CMO of just Metrex out to see accounts. I'm like, listen, go out and visit these retailers because you'll gain insight that I'm already telling you, but you don't want to believe me because I'm just a stupid sales guy who makes you millions of dollars. I mean, don't trust the guy who's on the front line. Come out with me, listen to them, spend an hour at our top retailers, talk to the consumers. Hey, what do you like about our products? What makes you want to buy our brand? And then take that information back so you can further build the brand, build the relationships and everything. I think that is extremely important, that if brands are not doing that, someone else who does it really well is Mark over at NutriBio.
Absolutely.
I mean, hell, you could talk about Mark at MTS Nutrition, Mark Globliner.
Yep.
I mean, they're out there. They're answering
absolutely
questions.
And I love them both. And Mark at NutriBio, he's a firm believer of transparent. As a matter of fact, he wanted to come on the show and debate it. I just remember he's going to kill us. And we got to bring him on the show because I like to hear his side.
Right.
I like to hear his side. I want to know why he went with transparent labels. And
I'll tell you what, I will give it to Mark. And I made a comment. I can't remember if it was on his Facebook page. I believe I actually sent him a private message. When he did that facility tour, he had, Ben, who used to work at NutriBio. He's now at Price Plow. Go through the entire facility. I mean, room by room, and talk about, this is why we do this. This is, how we do the QA. This is how we test everything that comes in that is sourced. It goes into quarantine. It's tested again. It goes into the product. It's tested. I thought that was the coolest thing from a consumer point of view. I mean, I've been with Metrex. I've seen the manufacturing of all of our stuff, but that's closed doors. That's public is not welcome to come into the facilities. They might have, if somebody really wants to get in and they're asking, they'll probably do it. But I mean, Mark has, glass windows all throughout the facility that you can see all of the processes.
And now I heard he doesn't even need to put lights in there because that green is so bright that he's saving on his electric bill.
But I'll tell you what, I love stuff like that. I mean, as a supplement nerd,
I do too. I think it's great.
And he and I spoke a while ago, private message, and I said that I'm going to come out and check out the facility because I just geek out over that stuff. That's super interesting to me, and to see all the different stages, I think would just be really cool. Yeah. But it's very interesting, and I agree. I think it would be cool to see you two debate.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle.
But you are on opposite sides.
Yeah, I respect him, and I think I think it would be really good. I'll take a couple of Xanaxes beforehand, and all of my beauty calms before we get on this debate. But I think it would be really good because I'm very strong opinionated, and when I believe in something, man, it's hard to convince me.
We'll be done recording. Mark will jump on his bike and he'll make like a 16-hour drive down to Florida, and he'll be knocking on your door.
Beeline. He'll be with a backpack, like with his bike, and like, hey, listen, let's talk now. Let's do this again.
No, but you know what? Going back to what I said about the owners and the founders being in front of the consumers, people who ride motorcycles, they might look at Mark and go, "Holy shit, this guy's awesome!"
Right?
He rides motorcycles. I mean, gets up and goes. Yeah. Like you can connect with your consumers on a different level versus just the supplement side of it. Yeah. There's a personality behind the brand. And that's what I love. Like with you opened up the pit and people see the training and the dedication and the mentality that you have, and they can connect. Now, granted, you're a big dude. You have a very female specific brand, but it's the mentality that the women get from your training, the intensity,
go-getter mentality
that they're like, let's go. And they want that type of mentality.
And let me tell you, women are a lot stronger mentally than us guys.
Oh, I bet it.
No,
I bet. Without doubt.
I'll tell you right now, I won't even bet it. Okay. What I have
Tammy standing in front of you.
Oh, Tammy, I closed all the doors. Um, obviously, I've learned a lot from her, right? But I've learned it through our customers. Mm-hmm. These women are tough, right? They want to believe in something, and once they believe in something, they're latched on, and they're all in. And that's what has inspired me to keep giving them and inspiring them, because they're just like hungry lions or lionesses, whatever, and like, give us more information, show us how to train, I mean, you see what's going on in the Club Beauty Fit, right? Yeah. And you got all these women, and you said, like I said, and I thought, like, I'm a big guy. I'm a bodybuilder. I was an old retired bodybuilder. What do they want from me? It's not that. It's the attitudes, the go-get attitude, that I realize that's what they latch onto. How real I am with them, and that's what it is. That's why Mark, his brand, he's in front of that brand. And Low Blinders, same thing. And moving his buzz, he does his freaking tits and chest like that and stuff. And if you notice, whatever brands, even Rich Gaspari, right? Yeah. Back out in front of it. It's Rich Gaspari. That I encourage that. Get in front of your brand. Watch your marketing. Careful of your marketing. Don't be so easy with your products and your formulas. If you feel it's special, make it special, because what the consumer and the distribution is buying into is you. That's what it is.
Right.
So
yeah, I mean, I don't have anything else to touch on. I mean, I think what we touched on gave the viewers, the listeners, both sides of the story. I mean, I think the consumers who are looking for the transparency might now have a better understanding of why brands are protecting their IP. And it's not from a deception angle. It's from we want to give you something that no one else has, that's going to deliver the results. And, as long as they trust that brand, which, again, I think it goes back to the things that you and Mark, and there are others out there as well, that get out there and provide value. I think that's the biggest thing. If you could be out in front of everybody and just saying, hey, making jokes, but if you're providing value and giving information that's going to help people move closer to their goal, whatever it is, weight loss, building muscle, endurance, maybe it's athletics, lifestyle, maybe they just want to get more done. They want to be more productive throughout the day. It might have nothing to do with fitness at all. But I think when you get out in front of people and you add value, you become an authority in the space. And then that adds that level of trust. And then if the people know you and then they can put you with the brand, I think it ends up working out in everyone's favor. But the trust has to be there. I can see both sides of the equation on this, but we would love to hear other people's opinion. I'm sure Mark will probably chime in.
We're going to hear about it. We're definitely going to hear about it.
Oh yeah, Mark, he'll chime in and let us know why he wants to be transparent. But we should have him on it. That would be a cool discussion.
Let's organize that. I think he's in supply side. I was actually going to head out to the supply side west, in Vegas, but I got some things. We're launching some new products this weekend. So.
But yeah, guys, let us know what you think. Put it down in the comments, whether you're watching on YouTube or on social media, wherever, and help us out. If you like topics like this, give us a like or even just a comment. It helps in the algorithm. Get us out in front of more people that they can engage with it. Maybe they learn something about transparency or a topic that we're talking about. But with that being said, I got nothing left, Jimmy. Let's get Mark on and let's have some fun.
Absolutely.
Awesome. All right, man. Take care.
Good show, man.
See you.